Welcome to tonight's NFL preview edition of the Klown podcast. We did the college football thoughts on college football week 1 last night. So we're going to do a little special for y'all, do some NFL. But anyway, I'm Scott Burks, co-host of Duane Nash. Check him out, The Yard /HBCU Sports, which raps about all things HBCU sports, as well as SLZE Radio, aka Sleazy Radio, every Tuesday on Facebook Live. Check him, the coach, and Sweet Lou out on that as well. I finally got that correct.
And forget Sweet Lou. Sweet Lou is the brains of the program.
Oh, there you go. So I gotta get him right. No disrespect, Sweet Lou.
Oh yeah, we like Voltron. Lou is the brains, coach is the mouth, and I'm the face.
There you go. You got the smiling face. Check out his great work as well as HeroSports.com. Talks about all things FCS as it pertains to HBCU sports, and Tampa Bay just scored a touchdown. Woohoo! Oh, Dallas beat the Cowboys. God damn it. But anyway, back to this. And I think I covered you everything. So for me, you see the website, www.theclowntime.net. That's my sports blog. So check it out there. Check me out on Facebook as well. So whether you're your smartphone, laptop, desktop, wherever you are, and wherever you may be, check me out there as well. And I already alluded to it, kind of. See this? It's called merch.
Get yours.
CafePress.com. Search for the Klown Time Sports. The link, as in every podcast will be uploaded to YouTube, will be in the description. So find it there as well. And one more thing, we put up some more subscribers today, so keep it going. Hit the subscribe button, please. Pretty, please. Hit the bell button beside that so you can get notifications of new podcasts or clips from said podcast, as well as me just running off with the mouth and random shit. And you'll find there as well. So I noticed that you're wearing a fly hat. I think that's a minor league hat, but there's a significance behind it. So I'll let you bless us with that knowledge right quick before we get into the NFL.
Yes. I mean, there's no huge significance to this other than the fact I saw it and I thought it was dope, and it matches a whole lot of kicks that I own. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, I'm not a super sneakerhead, but I own enough. Yeah, I own enough. It's sad. But I saw the logo, I saw the color scheme, saw the colorway, thought it was dope. And you asked me about it, and I completely forgot the name and the origin of the team. The team is the Billings Mustangs. They're out of the Rookie Pioneer League, in minor league baseball, in the MILB, and they are the affiliate to the Cincinnati Reds. Yes.
Yo, got the local connection here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Had no idea. So I just, like I said, I saw the colorway, thought it was dope, went ahead and copped it, had no idea they were affiliated with your area.
That's cool. They got the black and the red. I like that.
Exactly.
They're the same color scheme. I love it. Okay, cool. So let's get into tonight. So I already screamed out, like, beat Dallas, right? Well, I'll go ahead and say it. We're grown. Fuck Dallas. You know, they just went down 7-0. I know Skip Bayless is predicting a blowout tonight in the favor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I want bloodshed. I want metallic blue and silver bloodshed in Raymond James Stadium tonight, all over the football field, because I want that ass to be whooped. Dallas has no damn business being on primetime. They're only one there because we'll know it's the name. Their box office. I get it. They don't deserve it, but I get it. But anyway.
Oh man, you know they have to be on TV, on primetime TV, at least 4 to 5 times every year. I
don't get it. They're the Texas Longhorns of the NFL.
Yes, they are, right?
They're the brand, but they don't win shit. That's Texas. That's Longhorns for you.
I actually have a list of HBCUs that are like that too, but you know what? This isn't the show for it today. But most definitely, I got some HBCUs and their fan bases that are just like that too. But yeah, because of the name and brand that they are, regardless of what they've done over the past 25 years. Because what? Yeah, it has been 25 years exactly, because their last Super Bowl win was 1996, right?
Correct.
So yeah, 25 years now. They ain't been back to the promised land, but if you talk to someone from their fan base, you wouldn't know any different.
Well, they're delusional, and also on top of that, they've never been to a conference championship game since 1996.
No,
they haven't.
But you know, me being a fan of a team that's also a huge rival within that division, right? You know, I don't say much about them and their mishaps because I know about our failures as well. But I do have to remind them, hey, you see how calm I am? I think you need to be the same, because both of our last Super Bowl trophies are now old enough to buy liquor. Yes. And I mean, at this point, at least have enough money to buy decent liquor now. Not even that bottom shelf stuff.
Or old enough to rent a car.
Old enough, they're both old enough to rent a car.
Over 25 years, yes.
Yes.
You have to be 25 years old to rent a car. So old enough to rent a car as well. So that's how bad it is. So there you go. Quick, we're going to run through the divisions by conference, right? We're going to pick our wild cards, and we're going to pick our Super Bowl participants and winner. So we'll start with the AFC. I'll go ahead and blow over you on the AFC right quick. AFC East, it's the easy one, the Buffalo Bills. I mean, and as I go through, you go to notice a theme. The theme being change, transition, because the teams I mentioned, like Buffalo, they haven't won. I mean, before last season, they haven't won a division in several years. So you're going to see more teams like that. You're going to be surprised when I throw some teams out who I think are going to be winners. It's almost going to feel like in the 1980s again. So anyway, as I mentioned, the AFC, the division winner will be Buffalo. I think they're going to win it in the laugher. And the AFC North, before the injury bug hit them, I had the Ravens winning it. But we all know what happened. Not only did they lose J.K. Dobbins earlier, they lost Gus Edwards.
Gus Edwards. They lost a third running back as well.
Yep. And also, check this out. They also lost Marcus Peters. So that's huge. He's a cog in the secondary. And so with the suspect pass rush, that opens up the door for what would have been a wild card, the Cleveland Browns, to win the AFC North. At least on paper, they're the most talented team in the division, one of the most talented teams in the league. And the injury bug hasn't bitten them. Word on the street is Odell Beckham Jr. is doing the damn thing in practice at least. So he's healthy. So yeah, got Cleveland winning it now. The AFC South, the Tennessee Titans, and the AFC West, the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, wild cards, again, I have Cleveland as my top wild card before the injury news in Baltimore. So not only does that bump Baltimore out of the division winner, that bumps them out of the playoffs as well. I know they're well coached, but it's hard to be hard pressed losing the top three running backs and a starting cornerback who's a stud and Marcus Peters, and to be able to make that up. So in that stead, the wild cards, like I had these two teams I'm about to mention were going to be wild cards anyway: Pittsburgh Steelers, the Los Angeles Chargers. And as a result of Baltimore being out, I have, wait for it, the New England Patriots as the third wild card. Yeah, man. Yeah. So again, the injury news today shook up my picks. So for the AFC North in the playoff picture, so Baltimore's out in the AFC North with Cleveland winning it, and with New England taking the place of Baltimore for one of the playoff spots as a wild card. And the winner of the AFC, oh shit, Dallas just scored a touchdown. I have the Chiefs getting back to the Super Bowl, the third Super Bowl in a row, beating Buffalo in the conference title game. So I'll let you go. I'll let you go to the AFC.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little chalky, and so are my picks as well, right? I'm not going to sit here and act like I've done anything miraculous, right? So we agree on a couple of things. I'm going to go in order of 1 through 4 in terms of seeding, right? So I have Kansas City coming in as the 1 seed, Buffalo as the 2 seed. The one team that you didn't name that I still like, I've liked this team for the past 4 or 5 seasons, and all they've done is continuously get better. The only issue, though, that they have is at the quarterback spot and whether or not they'll have consistent quarterback play. And that quarterback is, of course, Carson Wentz, and that is the Indianapolis Colts. That defense that they have has always been stout.
Yes.
They continuously get younger. They get fat. Well, I mean, you can't get younger, but that young defense that they have, which is extremely fast, they go from sideline to sideline very easily. They blitz the QBs and they make plays behind the line of scrimmage. Now they've also proven that they can run the ball too, right? Especially with Phillip Rivers playing the way that he did last season. So if you can have that combination along with the defense, and you can get competent quarterback play out of whoever is coming out to play quarterback for them, I still think that they can go ahead and win that division. And there'll be one that they end up squeaking out, but I still think that they can win that division. And then the 4th place team out of the AFC, winning the AFC North for me, is your Pittsburgh Steelers.
Whoa.
The reason why I have the Steelers is because what they're coming through playing they're playing a first place schedule, right?
Yes.
So they're playing a first place schedule. So that's something that this organization is used to doing for how many years now? I can't even count, right? Because they ruled that division for a very long time.
And they play down to the competition. They always play up.
They always play up.
Yeah,
right?
It could be a good thing.
Yeah, so the thing is, they're going to be playing on a level that they've been used to playing for years anyway. The team I'm concerned about is that Cleveland Brown squad, right? That everyone is loving. Last year, you got to remember, they were playing a 4th place schedule.
Correct.
And the AFC North also played the NFC East.
Yes.
So you take that into consideration, that 2nd place schedule. So that means they got, the likes of Miami. Who was 2nd place in the West? Was that Denver or was that, no, it was the Vegas Raiders. And then coming out of the North, it would be because they're already in the North, so it's the East, and the South would be the Indianapolis Colts, right?
Yeah.
So they got to play those teams. So I think they might struggle a little bit more playing a tougher schedule, going from a 4th place schedule to a 2nd place schedule. That's why I have them coming in as my number 5th team, as the first wild card team. Number 6, the reason why I don't necessarily have this team winning their division is because I'm not necessarily sold on their defense yet. Yes, they got Bud Dupree. Yes, they got Julio Jones, but they still haven't addressed a lot of the issues that they had on the defensive side of the ball, which is part of the reason why, yes, they win games, but they lose games they probably shouldn't either. I'm sorry, they lose in those tougher opponents, and that's the Tennessee Titans. And then that 7th place team coming out of AFC, barely edging out the New England Patriots, which could actually change, in my opinion, if Mac Jones come out and prove that he can ball. If he does that, then they'll probably be the 7th seed for me. But as of right now, I'm taking the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah. I mean, you can't sleep on Miami because, to your point, they got a great coach, Brian Flores. He's doing a damn thing. And they say that Tua has improved. Tua Tagovailoa has improved a lot in camp. And
if that is the case,
confident.
you got to remember, he was 6-3 last season when he started games. So if he's improved from that.
Right. And to think that he was been rumored to be replaced by Deshaun Watson.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But you know what, though? Had Deshaun not been facing the stuff that he's facing, they would have jumped on that, most definitely.
Oh, sure.
They would have jumped on that twice.
Why wouldn't they?
Every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Yeah. But, hey, if he's improving and it actually shows throughout the regular season, that's a bonus for them.
So did you mention who's going to win the AFC?
Oh, for me, I have the Kansas City Chiefs winning the AFC. Of course, my God, they looked completely unstoppable last year until they got to the Super Bowl. And, of course, the main issue for them was shoring up their offensive line, which allowed that Buccaneers defense to look like the 85 Bears. and get to Patrick Mahomes any and every offensive play that they had. And that's the exact thing that they shored up was that O-line. With that done, yeah, I don't see nobody competing with them in that conference. And I actually have them beating. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna go ahead and be a little sexy with it. They're coming in as a wild card. I got them beating Cleveland in the AFC title game.
Oh wow, nice, nice. And they play. They should you say that they play Sunday.
Yeah,
they played the 4 o'clock game, so we all get to watch it because it's the game of the week. So
yeah, so
cool.
that'll be my it'll potentially be an AFC Championship preview game if my prediction holds up.
Exactly. See, my only thing with Cleveland is before we move to the NFC, my only thing with Cleveland is that you touched upon what the difference of schedule. And I'm piggyback on that and say that this is the first I had to face something called expectations.
Yeah.
Will they live up to the expectation of not only being a stalwart playoff team, but possibly a team that could make some noise in the AFC period because of the talent they have. They shored up the defense. Myles Garrett is a stud. Jadeveon Clowney, maybe he'll one day play up to his potential as the number one overall pick. You know, they still have the secondaries get more experience, and they still have all the weapons on offense, even though they realized late in the season that they are a running team. To take advantage of Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. on the perimeter with the tight ends. And I forgot the name of the slot receiver. He's a stud too. I forget his name, young guy. But yeah, the point is that Cleveland has the talent on paper to make noise.
Yeah.
The question is, could Baker Mayfield and company live up to those expectations? They hadn't had
exactly right.
So we'll see how they handle those expectations. As for what you say about Pittsburgh, they're all faithful. My time has never had a losing record. It's going to be a challenge, though. We get Buffalo out of the gate, we're probably going to get asses kicked because it's going to be in Buffalo. But, the point is that, we'll see how Big Ben does. We'll see how that retooled offensive line is. We see how Najee Harris will do. We see how that second round pick, the tight end, the second round draft pick from Penn State, he's looking really good.
Ooh, yeah.
He's looking really good. So
yeah, I didn't get a chance to see him during preseason, but I liked him when he was over at Penn State his final season, most definitely.
Yeah, he's having a good preseason. So that could be a weapon as well. So and of course they still got a kid from Notre Dame, the wide receiver. So we'll see about that. Now the NFC, the least, who's winning the NFC least, the least. Unfortunately, got the Cowboys because on paper, they got the talent. And, Dak is back. He just threw a touchdown pass earlier to CeeDee Lamb. And I think CeeDee Lamb is a stud in the making. He's keeping that tradition of 88 alive. So I got Dallas winning the NFC least. The North is Green Bay all day, and what could be, probably will be Aaron Rodgers' last season. So good luck to them following this season. The NFC South, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defending champs, and the NFC West it's going to be really tough to pick. I mean, between the Rams, the Seahawks, and the 49ers, but the last I checked, the Seahawks still doesn't have a running game. The defense still on the downside. So I'm taking the Rams because I really like Matthew Stafford. I thought that he got surrounded with crap in Detroit. So but he has no excuse now. He's on a better squad with better weapons and better coaching. He has no excuse. And he's embracing it. To his credit, he's embracing the hell out of it. So I got the Rams winning the West. So my wild cards, I got the Saints. That's the top wild card. I'm trusting Sean Payton. I trust Sean Payton. And the way he has Jameis Winston looking, remember, people forget that Winston is the number one, was the number one overall pick.
Of course.
He was there. He was number one overall pick for a reason. He's talented.
Yeah.
It's a matter of getting him in the right situation, where he's not turning over the ball, and he can make more decisions, better decisions. So I like the Saints as a top wild card. The other two will come from the NFC West, Seattle and San Francisco. Now, I don't know if and when the Trey Lance experiment will start. I heard that Kyle Shanahan will put in a package for Trey Lance, like a few plays each game, as long as Garoppolo stays healthy. But I have San Fran getting the last wild card. And as for who's going to come out the NFC, hate to be boring, but I don't see anybody stepping Tampa Bay. The only team that could possibly stop Tampa Bay is Green Bay, and what could be, or the Rams, but mainly Green Bay, because this is going to be Aaron Rodgers' swan song in Green Bay. So I got Tampa Bay getting out of the NFC, beating Green Bay in the conference championship once again.
All right. Once again, I'm going to go 1 through 4 with the division winners. For the most part, we're on par with 3 of our 4 division winners in the NFC. So that's my number 1 seed. We talked about it. Him and Devontae Adams has already referred to it as their last dance. But you got to remember the pressure that comes with calling it the last dance is that a championship was won.
That's correct.
So I got Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers coming in as the number 1 seed in the NFC. Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming in as the number 2 seed. The Los Angeles Rams coming in as my 3 seed. And unlike you, until they prove it, and unfortunately I'm not watching right now to see exactly how their O-line is holding up, because that's one of the issues I'm having with 3 out of the 4 teams coming out of the NFC East is the offensive line play that they're going to have and how they're going to hold up for the entire year. You're making it sound like right now that it's a 7-7 ball game between Tampa and Dallas, which I'm kind of shocked by. So I want to watch to see how that O-line holds up for the remainder of the game, and if that's something that they're going to be able to do throughout the entire 60. But with that said, the way they looked last year, I know they struggled at times, but the pieces that they've added, the changes that they've made, this head coach, I got to be a homer. I'm taking the Washington football team as the NFC East champions for a second straight year, even though that never happens in this division. It never happens in recent seasons. But I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway, right? With that said, oddly enough, our wild card teams are the exact same in the NFC. The San Francisco 49ers, Seattle Seahawks, and the New Orleans Saints. One of the teams I have on the outside looking in that could be a threat not only to a wild card, but to their division champ, to become a division champ as well. Even though I have a couple of question marks for that team, and big ones at that, the New York Giants. Daniel Jones.
Joe Judge's squad. Wow.
Yes, right.
Like
when he was hired, everyone was like, "Who this man?" You know, and then they went ahead. And they started the season. They started the season 1-7, and that one loss, that one win, of course, was over my Washington football team. But they ended up finishing the season 5-3, right? With that said, and then the way that Daniel Jones has actually looked in spots, they've actually added pieces. The question is, though, whether or not Kenny Galladay, the new wide receiver that they've added, can stay healthy. They've also have Sterling Shepard, and I forget who the third wideout that they have out there as well. Then, of course, they had the 2 tight end threats in Evan Ingram. The question is, when is he going to explode or not? They also have Kyle Rudolph to play alongside of him as well back there. Is Saquon 100% or not? We'll have to wait and see. But my question is, before I even get to my question mark, that defense, which is much improved throughout the year of last year, I'm looking to see whether or not they can sustain that play for this season coming up, because they're most definitely the second best defense coming out of the NFC East. But the biggest question mark, again, is that offensive line. They're going to have to be able to keep Daniel Jones upright, in order for him to complete passes to those skill position guys that he has. And if they're capable of doing that, watch out, because this team could become dangerous.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. So who you got winning? I got Tampa beating KC, and what should be a closer Super Bowl, because to your point, if the offensive line in KC holds up, it would make for a better contest. At least the one we thought we were getting this past season.
Oh
so
yeah,
I got Tampa edging Kansas City to repeat.
You know what? I completely forgot to give you my my NFC Championship game.
And my bad.
Surprise, surprise! I'm going with I'm gonna lean on A-Rod and see what he does and see if he actually attempts to complete his last dance in Green Bay.
Yep.
And they'll be facing the Los Angeles Rams. I got the Rams coming through. As good as the Tampa Bay's defense looked, and as good as Todd Bowles can coach a defense, my God, you got the if not the best player in the league, but one of the top 5 best players in the league on the defensive side of the ball, and Aaron Donald,
yeah,
for the LA Rams, and sheesh,
this is a stud.
Yeah, and that addition of Matt Stafford, even though statistically he's not much better than Jared Goff, I think it's something about mentality that says in effort that says a little bit about an athlete, or it says not a little bit, but it says something about an athlete and their style of play and how they can actually motivate their team around them. And I'm thinking that he can go ahead and motivate them right back to another NFC Championship game. But I got Green Bay. I got my Super Bowl of last year that I picked. Green Bay and Kansas City finally happening. And then I guess I'll let you know who my Super Bowl champion is going to be in a minute.
Yeah, so basically what some people thought we were going to get, at first school I thought was going to get the battle of the State Farm quarterbacks.
Oh, most
that
definitely.
would have been a marketing bonanza.
They still have an opportunity for that.
That's true. I'm just saying, you can imagine how bad State Farm was cussing Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That would have been, dude, you want to talk about box office, you want to talk about advertising, you want to talk about business?
Oh, man. That play when it was like 3rd and goal in the 4th quarter,
yes,
in the NFC Championship game, State Farm was yelling, "Run the ball, A-Rod.
Yes.
Please."
Yeah,
they wanted it just as bad.
You can hear Michael Keegan going, "You gotta run that, A-Rod." Oh man. But anyway, so I already gave my Super Bowl winner. So who you have?
Wow, that's right. You gave your Super Bowl winner. You have Tampa over Kansas City.
Yes.
Going for the repeat. Actually, I'm going to go in the opposite direction. I have Green Bay and Kansas City in my Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm going with Kansas City winning their 2nd Super Bowl in 3 years.
Nice.
That offense, when it clicks, boy, it clicks. And they look unstoppable at times. At times, they look bored in 2019.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, in 2020.
2020,
so, it'll be interesting to see how this offense looks this year, going throughout the season and how they're going to look in the playoffs. But I got them winning their 2nd in 3 years.
Nice. Well, y'all heard it. You heard our picks. So make your picks in the comments below, pretty please. And if you think we're full of crap, fine. We'll probably think your picks are full of crap too. But go ahead and make your picks anyway. And feel free to like, comment, and share. I want y'all to enjoy this wonderful weekend of week 1 at NFL, as well as more college football. But anyway, so have a great, safe weekend. Please mask up if you're going to the games or tailgates. Please be safe there. Also, please don't get into the stupid ass fights that we're going to see on TikTok and on Twitter. It's never that serious, folks. I don't care how much you hate the other squad.
But you know what, though? I will say this before you get to that. Some of them are kind of enjoyable. Now, the whole Pittsburgh Steeler, as I refer to him, Stealer. Yeah, a man hitting a woman, never in agreement to that. But the LA Chargers versus the LA Rams situation, when your boys, Three Stooges, The whole 4 dudes
Yes.
with the Charger outfits on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there for that.
But
yeah,
that woman started it though. But that woman started that fight. And I wonder, does anybody find that woman? They went real low key.
They did, right?
So someone has to identify who that woman was. Just threw the cup at him and just walked away.
And then walked away.
Yeah.
But your boy turned around and backhand slapped 4 Bamas in one swipe. I was like, that's straight out of Mo, Larry, and Curly's playbook right there. That was the best. That's exactly how he sounded as he was walking away after getting that ass beaten from them Charger fans. Yes. But I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay.
I don't want no fights. I really don't want any fights.
We don't condone fighting.
No, I don't.
We do not condone fighting.
Because I want families to go out and enjoy themselves when they go out to these games. Please.
Right. We want to get the family back. And one last thing before we close. Fuck Dallas. Take care. We're out.